NFT world is exploding. Boom. There's little atomic NFT bombs everywhere.
Everywhere. It is interesting to see how this thing is going. And some people say that NFTs are dead. I think this might be the first time that we've seen that. It's kind of like because Bitcoin's dead too, like for the 387th time. But NFTs go up, NFTs go down. And here we go around in episode, 45?
Episode 45 today, and I got to tell you, it is a packed show. You're going to want to not miss any of this, and you're going to want to share that we are with you live today. We've got the folks from BitBoy Crypto with a new series coming out, Bitverse Comics. We've got the Mike Bramlage from Quidd. If you haven't seen this app yet and heard the news of what's happening with the Quidd app, you're going to want to see this. We've got Stefan Bassan from EOS Nation coming back. Gems is an NFT project, get this, built on EOS. And finally, it's a good day for bad days. If you don't know what the hell I'm talking about, trust me, you're going to want to see this as we get started on Nifty Show episode number 45. Come on in.
It's going to be huge.
Looking into the future, what do we see? It's lined with digital collectibles, we call them NFTs. Games, trading cards, digital art, and those crypto kitties. Travis and Joel are the hosts, you'll know. Travis and Joel say this won't blow. They're locked and loaded, so ready, set, go. It's the nifty, really kind of spiffy, the Nifty Show.
And we're so glad that you could join us here for episode number 45. I'm Joel Comm. That's Travis Wright. And we're feeling pretty nifty this week, Trav, aren't we?
It's been a crazy thing. We had a launch this week. We did a partnership. You can see right there by Joel's face. It says Upland Collectibles.
Somewhere.
On that side over there. And we did a partnership with them. That was an awesome thing. We sold out, I think, 350,000 cards. This thing sold out. We're going to start doing some really cool mashing up and crafting exercises down the road with that and the Vortex. Community seemed pretty pleased. We did it in a unique way where we did 2 sales 12 hours apart so people on both sides of the world could do it. And we really throttled it down so people couldn't buy as many as they wanted per time. You could only get 5 of the big packs and 10 of the small packs, because we've seen other times where people can just go and they just buy a whole bunch all at once and then they're all sold, and then somebody's cornering the market on them, and then a lot of people didn't get them. So we wanted to make sure everybody got them, and they did. Worked out beautifully.
20,000 packs. This sale was bigger than Blockchain Heroes 1 and 2 and 3 put together in 2 point Stonk Wars. Like this, there was more people that purchased packs for this set. The Upland community is enjoying it. Our community is enjoying it. New people are enjoying it. And more than 50% of all packs have already been opened here in just a couple days.
We don't just talk about NFTs, folks. We've been building NFTs. This is our 5th major launch that we've launched since in the last 8 months. Sixth.
Yep. 3 Blockchain Heroes.
Yeah.
Upland Collectibles, which is technically Blockchain Heroes, the Bitcoin collection, and then the Nifty Box. So
6 major launches since August. We're not just talking about it, folks. We're living it every single day and innovating new things. And we love this space. I think now we've at this point we've minted we're coming up on a million NFTs that we've minted. We're getting close to it.
Yeah, it's almost 1 million for sure. So let's get started with the show. And please, if you're watching on YouTube, then mash the buttons and like the things and thumbs up, hit
that bell so you know exactly when we're going live, because we do go live every Friday at this exact time doing this show. We're also doing a show on Tuesdays, which is Nifty News, where we're doing a specific show just talking about news. Currently we don't have any guests on that one, but all I know is that we have 4 guests on this episode. We might need to bump up the guests and put some on that show sometime.
Pump up the volume. Actually, let's just go ahead and kick it off right now. Ben Armstrong, who you know as BitBoy Crypto, couldn't be with us today, but we've got 2 of his team members here who are intimately acquainted with the project that is releasing on Wax, I believe, tomorrow. Justin Williams and Steven, I don't know your last name. Welcome to the Nifty Show.
Yeah, well, thanks for having us. It's actually being released next Tuesday.
Oh, Tuesday. Okay. Sorry for the date. So what day is that? Tuesday is the
Tuesday is the 13th.
All right. So, we met Ben back a couple years ago at a conference, and they, him and Jay.
It was in Orlando.
Was it Orlando?
I think it was the podcast, Movement Podcast. The thing is where we met him.
That's right.
Wasn't even a crypto event.
It wasn't. Worlds collided. He and Jay Chains, Beards and Bitcoin, they interviewed us. We talked to them, got to know him a little bit. And of course, his channel has exploded on YouTube. And now Bitverse comics are coming. What's that all about, fellas?
Bitverse comics. So for people that have watched Ben and BitBoy since the beginning, they know that BitBoy's the channel was the origin was going to be a comic book themed channel, and then like a lot of us back in 2018 in January, the bear market hit. Things changed. People had to get real jobs. I was one of those people, and Ben kept on grinding with the channel and turned it into a news and review channel. And so we're all blessed at this point to have the opportunity to kind of circle back and come back to the origin of what this channel was going to be. And so which was a comic book series. It was going to be built around BitBoy as a superhero, basing everything on cryptocurrency and blockchain, and the other characters, as you can tell as you're flipping through, have a lot to do with crypto and blockchain. So it's been refreshing to be able to come back around.
This is nice. Yeah, this it's very near and dear to our hearts because we've created Blockchain Heroes, which is really about educating folks about these particular elements. And here you guys are doing that as well. And we need more things like this, I think, to really educate folks in a fun, cool way, in a non sort of, a lot of people talking over people's heads with crypto. So a lot of people don't understand it. If you can get them with the comic, and that's kind of what we thought. It's like, hey, let's do these heroes where we're actually talking about some of the key people who are in crypto who've done some amazing stuff, and let's make heroes out of them. And you guys are kind of doing some really cool stuff, in a much unique way, but teaching people about how crypto works and some of the pros and cons. It looks like. Yeah.
So it's a similar to like a DC universe or a Marvel universe, but we're building it around cryptocurrency. And so a lot of these characters, and we have comic books coming out. This is actually, these characters and these cards will be a physical deck builder. So people that collect all 168 unique NFTs will also be mailed a physical deck builder game that they can play, with their friends and family at home.
Nice. Here is Digital City. This is where BitBoy is the champion. Yeah,
that's where it all goes down right there.
I think it's just because Ben likes to wear spandex, right?
What's that?
Is that because Ben likes to wear spandex?
Ben loves to wear spandex. Yes, wherever he's at, he's got an extra pair of spandex he puts on.
So you are the co-creator with Ben, and Steven, you are one of the animators on this. So is this your first rodeo into the world of NFTs and crypto, or have you been doing this?
Ben originally brought me in as to introduce me into this world of NFTs. I actually never even invested into Bitcoin before I started working here back in October. But yeah, I have a background in animating. I did some of the card art as well. And I really wanted to flesh out the characters that we're creating, because these are really cool and unique characters. As you can see in some of the cards, it's just like the equipment to add a little bit more of a backstory to all these characters. We're really proud of the product that we're creating here.
What are some of your favorite ones? I mean, there's a lot of cool ones here, the different effects.
So
how many different effects are there, and which ones are your favorite cards, I guess?
So my personal favorite is Shill. He's the rabbit right there. And he's obviously what a shill is. Everybody, that's in the crypto space knows what a shill is. And he's got the perfect crypto for any situation. And he's very intelligent, manipulative, and all that, just like any other shill would be. So that's my personal favorite. I think Ben, believe it or not, I think his is FOMO. He kind of likes FOMO. What is your favorite?
I'm more of a hodl guy myself. Love turtles, and I love holding on to my crypto.
I love turtles. Yeah, the hodl's a turtle, and he's also he knows magic, so he's kind of like a Gandalf of crypto.
He's a magical turtle. So it looks like you've got are there 4 variations or 5? I'm trying to see.
4. There's 4 different types. There's a common, uncommon, rare, and legendary. I think it's a 1% chance out of every pack that you can win a legendary, and a 4% for the rare.
So the legendary is interesting because it's the card's in the card.
Right.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's meta. It's like, okay, here's your card, but it's inside a card, and that card's inside a card, inside a bubble.
It's a card within a card, exactly.
Inside
in a card.
Writing on the back of a turtle through the universe.
Exactly. You got it.
So there's going to be packs, right?
Yeah, there's 2 packs. So there's a 10 card pack, and there's going to be a 30 card pack.
So if I go to shop, will I see here? Let's see. Here we go. Bronze, Bitverse silver pack.
Yeah.
There we go. There's your odds right there. There's the countdown clock for 3 days, 19 hours, 47 minutes, and 53 seconds. And there is the 30 card pack. And then a promotional pack.
That's the promotional pack that comes out Monday. He's going to test the site with it. It's actually got some pretty cool cards in it as well. There aren't in the they're not going to be inside the 2 other packs. So.
Oh, very good. So how many of each pack?
So there's that's a 10 and a 30, but there's there's 42 unique character, equipment, location, mashup, team up cards, and then there's 4 rarities for each one. So there's 168 total unique NFTs, and like I said earlier, whoever collects all 168 will get a physical deck builder game mailed to them.
Okay, what I meant to say was how many packs of each are you selling, and how much are those packs?
Right now, I think it's about the 6,000 for the silver pack and 4,000 for the.
No, it's 6,000 and 3,000. 6,000. So it's 9,000 total.
Okay, and how much are those?
They're going to be $9.99 for the silver and $24.99 for the gold.
Nice.
We kind of kept it low, and wanted everybody to be able to afford a pack. So.
Right on. So you guys mentioned a game that you're sending out, like a physical deck version of that. If everybody collects all 168, how do they prove that to you? It's like, I have all 168 in my wallet. Do you check periodically and then send them an NFT that says you have all 168, or how does someone verify that they have all those cards to earn that?
We're going to work with Wax on that. We've been in talks with Jassy and Paulo, and they're going to help us out with the verification with Wax Scan and all that to be able to verify. And we're probably going to have to do it at a certain date, a timestamp, a date where we'll know who has it. So yeah, we're also, we're going to be offering that for sale as well on our merch site too. So once we get that printed out and the game mechanics worked out, we're actually going to be offering that to buy as well.
Nice. I have another question. So, BitBoy, his YouTube, he's got last I checked, he's closing in on 1 million followers on his YouTube.
About 800,000 almost.
800,000. So that means every one of his fans can get like 1/10 of a pack.
There you go.
So have you guys thought about how to throttle that down and how many packs can be purchased at one time? Because what might happen is, like, somebody comes in and buys a bunch of them all at once. Is there any limitations on the buying?
Well, no, we haven't thought about that. That's a good question though. Maybe it's something
you were going to think about it, because if not, you're going to upset a lot of fans if somebody comes in and buys all of them in one big swoop, and then they corner the market and then are reselling them and they're the only ones that have them. So you might want to at least throttle that down to maybe 20 and 10 per, and then they could have like a 1 minute refresh. That's what we've done with our last. Actually, we did this the last time we did one. We launched on Saturday. Actually, it was Tuesday. We launched, and we did 5 of the big packs and 10 of the small packs, and that seemed to because it's not. We found, as having launched 6 of these so far, is that's not about trying to sell out in as few of seconds as possible. It's about allowing more fans the opportunity to buy the packs, because if not, then a whale will come in and buy a whole ton of them, and then they're the ones who control the market, and they're just selling packs at a ridiculous premium. So find a way what makes sense to you guys.
So did y'all your first release, did y'all have an issue like that?
We have.
Really?
Oh yeah. Well, we've done multiple releases now. And so, we live and you learn as you go
Right.
along how to best handle this. So, now, are you, since you guys are going, you're built on, looks like, a wax template site, are people paying in credit card or
Credit card. We're going straight credit card. I think that's going to be the best move. And what's interesting? I was having a talk with somebody about NFTs, and my belief is NFTs, that's going to be the onboarding of more of a mainstream audience.
Mm-hmm.
And one of those things that's going to help with that is the ability to buy with a credit card. You have this hurdle with crypto having to, when somebody wants to invest, whether it's in an NFT or if it's in a certain project, you got to teach them how to get a wallet. Then you got to teach them about a seed phrase. And then you got to tell them to go to Coinbase. And then they got to do that. Then they got to send this over to buy this coin. And so what I appreciate about Wax, and I think some other platforms are doing this as well, is they're going to start offering, and I know Wax does, buying it straight with a credit card. So it's going to relieve some of the learning curve that some of these customers are going to have.
Well, a lot of your audience is already paying attention to crypto too. That's one of the things that we pride ourselves on with this, is that we've never taken credit cards for any of our launches, and we've sold all of them out. And so it's like, we're teaching people about blockchain, and what we're going to take we're going to take fiat currency. So
I think there's a balance.
Secondary market.
Yeah, I think there's going to be a balance there. I think in order to onboard more users, to eventually educate more people, you're going to have to ease them into this. You're going to have to, baby food first before you can feed them steak. I think that's going to be long term. Go ahead.
Little baby spoon.
Baby spoon. Feed them some milk.
There it comes.
There you go. Feed them some milk before you try to, shove steak down their mouth.
Here comes the choo-choo. Eat the damn steak, baby.
That's right.
Well, you guys will learn from your experience as well. Is there anything else you want us to know about the set or the launch?
We're just super excited about it. We're excited to be back to the origins of where this all started with BitBoy Crypto. So we really appreciate you guys coming on and are having us come on and educating people about it, and make sure y'all go out and get a pack of them.
This thing will sell out in a minute or two, depending on how you throttle those things down. So I'm curious.
Well, I'm glad you said that. I'm definitely, when I get off, I'm going to send a message over to Paulo to figure out, the best option for throttling that down. So
yeah, because I'm looking at, if you only have 3,000 of the big packs, I'd be like, I'm going to go in there and buy 100 of them all at once, and then I'm going to be able to go and sell them for 5x on the market the next day, right?
Yeah.
So you got to think like that. A lot of people are not hodling; they're trying to flip them, and so you want to kind of not get I don't say you want to discourage the flipping, because people are still going to, you want people to collect these and have fun with these, and too many people try just to flip them and make money on them instead of enjoying the actual cool artwork that you guys created.
Yeah, appreciate it. Yeah, that's something we didn't think about, so I appreciate you guys letting us know.
There you go. Deliver the delight. This is cool stuff. Really like it, guys. Best of luck.
Well, good luck to you. Yeah, Justin, Steven, good luck. We'll be watching. I'm sure we'll be picking up some packs ourselves. So
definitely.
Good luck, fellas.
Big fan of BitBoy. We love Ben. Good dude.
Yeah, man. Well, he's always spoke very highly of you guys. So
I guess we need to send him some money then, huh?
Yes, that's right.
All right, guys.
I got one final question.
Okay.
Where's your guys' studio at? Because I noticed he has like a real studio now that he's at. Where is that?
Atlanta. It's in Atlanta. It's about to. So it's already a big studio. But if you watch the channel here recently, we just purchased a huge building, almost like Fantasy Factory style building, that we're actually building out to an even bigger studio for meetups, for workshops, for everything crypto. I mean, that's
nice. He's building an empire over there.
Yeah, it's the
BitBoy empire.
That's right.
BitMogul.
There you go.
Thanks, guys.
All right, take it easy.
Bye, guys.
See you, fellas. Well, there you go, Sir Lord Travis.
That was cool.
BitBoy coming your way. So many launches coming, and as we're waiting for our next guest here, I want to tell you about. There's a couple more that are coming that some of you might not know about. Tomorrow, which is Saturday the 10th, there are 2 launches happening at the very same time. Which I'm like, oh, could you guys not do that, but they're doing it. Actually, today was the 1 megabyte block for moment 5 of Bitcoin Origins, and they lowered the supply this time down to 7,500 1 megabyte blocks for $20 each. Took them a little longer to sell out this time. I was kind of surprised, but that was today. Tomorrow at noon Eastern is the 2 megabyte block, which again, I think they've lowered the supply from last time, and those are the $200 blocks. But at the same time is the follow-up to the horrors. It's Alien Horrors, and those are happening at ultrarare.uk. And so I'm like, oh, I need to clone myself because I can't. I know that ultra rare, I know both of them are going to sell out super fast. So It's like I got to have one browser open with logged into this wallet, and then I got to have another browser open logged into my Anchor wallet, because there's too much activity going on.
Way too much. It's exciting times in the NFT world for sure. Speaking of which, our next guest.
Yes.
Cool stuff.
We discovered the Quidd app probably, I don't know, like almost a year ago. Trav, was it? It's been a while.
I think it's a little bit over a year ago. We were looking at, because we were talking about digital collectibles, and then we learned that the team at Quidd had originally come from Topps Digital and were the original OGs of digital collectibles. And they went over and created Quidd, got some funding, and built this thing up. And we were like, wait a second, these are the real OGs of digital collectibles. And here we have with us Michael Bramlage, the CEO of Quidd. How are you doing, Michael?
I'm well, Travis. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, dude, this app has absolutely exploded, and it started as an in-app collectible item with your own in-app currency, right?
Yeah, that's exactly right. It actually, like, the origins were actually at Topps. I joined there in 2011 or 2012, and was sort of tasked with figuring out how you can like reinvent this brand, which is an amazing brand, right? But reinvent it digitally. And we stumbled upon a portfolio of digital trading card apps around 2013, this thing called Topps Bunt. That was a pretty big success for Topps. And I became convinced that we were on the cusp of a format shift, right? If you view collectibles as a store of value, plenty of stores of value we use every day, whether it's like, fiat, like paper money, or let's say stocks. At one point they existed in paper format, right? And eventually they converted to digital because that experience was just 10x better. So I became sort of convinced that, like, hey, look, I think maybe code will replace cardboard. And I think that, we have enough digital natives that have grown up with video games that we are totally ready to have like legitimate digital collectibles that collectors, speculators, investors will all want, to own a piece of. So yeah, so I left. I co-founded Quidd. Quidd's basically a marketplace for buying and selling digital collectibles. And to your original question, yeah, we started out as very much like a free-to-play mobile game, but like actually like a really bad free-to-play mobile game where it wasn't that much fun outside of just collecting more and more stuff. And when I say free-to-play mobile game, I mean, you basically use in-app purchase to buy currency, use that currency to buy more collectibles. And back then, if you wanted to, you could barter those collectibles with other collectors. But you'll notice in that loop, there was no money out, right? There wasn't ever a path to get money back out. And so we sort of realized that, I would say, in parallel with like everything happening with like CryptoKitties and NFTs at the time. And we're like, look, this just isn't right. This is suboptimal. There's a huge element of collecting that has an economic incentive to it, right? Even if you love the IP and you want to complete the set and you want to hold it forever, at least in the back of your head, hey, if I spend $1,000 on this, I could probably sell it later on eBay and recoup some of my money, and you wouldn't feel so bad about it. So yeah, at Quidd, we just lacked that for far too long.
Well, so does Bunt. So does Major League, the Topps Bunt app. You still pour money in and you can't really get money out.
Yeah, it was, and that's what I say too. Like, I don't know. I mean, it was really novel when those apps came out, right? There was really a dearth of like officially licensed product anywhere on the app stores, right? Like,
but they're
like
they're so damn fun. I mean, I still pour money into them, even though I'm not getting money out of them. I'm still like, man, I got this super rare Derek Jeter, badass.
I know. Well, and because who doesn't love opening packs, right? Opening packs is just it's like the best part of the experience, right? It's got the anticipation, it's got the rush, it's got the thrill, it's got like the randomization where you don't know what you're going to get. It's just awesome, right? And humans are like totally, just prone to becoming obsessed with that, and that's cool, right? But you can't do that and only that for a decade. Right. You also have to recognize that a big part of real world collecting, whether it's like art or wine or watches or pieces of cardboard, is the aftermarket, right? It's what you do with it after you have it, right? And one of the challenges with that, the Bundt model or the old Quidd model, is it's just consumption. It's just consumption, right? And you're mostly consuming from a primary market, from a licensee. So I think what's really cool about whether it's CryptoKitties or Top Shot, I think what we're up to now is so much of the cool actions in the aftermarket, right? And like who you're buying from really isn't us; it's a fellow collector,
Right.
So yeah, and I think too part of our realization. So for the folks that are watching or listening, what Joel and Travis are alluding to is like Quidd's been around for like 5 years. We've been around for a long time. We've issued a ton of digital collectibles. Only a sliver of them now are NFTs or mintable to be NFTs. But we've been in it for a while. And what brings us to the blockchain, what brings us to NFTs is a bit of a different vector than most, right? We're sort of here because it solves a really tricky technical problem that our collectors are starting to run into. But yeah,
look at all the brands though. I mean, look at this. They've got Atari just did a big thing through Quidd. Marvel's in here, Star Trek, Funko, Sanrio, Rick and Morty, Adventure Time, Mickey Mouse and Disney, Care Bears, Magic the Gathering, Bob's Burgers, one of my favorites, Hello Kitty. The list goes on of top level IP that have collectibles in Quidd. But you guys are part of the Animoca Brands family, and it was announced very recently that you are starting to blockchainify these collectibles in the app, that people will, if they own it, they'll be able to mint it and trade it or sell it on blockchain.
Yeah, that's exactly it. And I think what really makes this unique isn't just this really broad assortment of like beloved brands. It's also that the the path that someone takes to actually get an NFT, it's a bit unusual, but I do think it mirrors the physical world quite a bit. So we are issuing new sets of collectibles that are already NFTs. We've done some auctions on OpenSea as of like last week. We're also releasing sets in Quidd that you can collect and own off chain, but when you want to, you can press a button to mint it on chain. And then the third thing we're doing with this mintables concept is old content. It sounds like such a oxymoron, but we have like literally super vintage digital trading cards on Quidd that are 5 years old. Those items as well at a future date will be able to be mintable. Now, I can't say that every single brand is going to be mintable. I can't say which specific brand or brands immediately will become mintable. That would tilt the market in a way that we don't want to do. But it's essentially our stated intent over time to ensure that if you as a collector own an item off chain on Quidd and you believe it's worth putting on chain, you have the agency as that collector to do that. And the metaphor for us is I grew up collecting baseball cards, and like 90% of the stuff I had in my binder, I just wanted to keep in my binder. It wasn't worth sending to PSA to get graded and authenticated, right? It wasn't worth insuring, right? You wouldn't slab it, you wouldn't put it in safety deposit box. But there was like 10 to 5 to 1% that was the pinnacle of your collection. That's like, dude, this is just so valuable. At a minimum, I have to protect this thing, right? And at a maximum, I want to own this thing for 100 years. So what brings us to the blockchain, I think what makes novel this notion of taking old content and making it mintable at the decision of the collector is it really mirrors that path that I think all of us took when we started out collecting physical objects. So that's really where we are now, is you can basically collect for fun off chain, keep it on Quidd. You can sell it in our cash-based aftermarket. You're looking at listings and sales for those cash-based items right now. And if you get a number one, if you get a super rare item, in the future, you'll be able to mint it because you want that you want that permanence, you want that persistence.
Do you know
right?
we're
And
going to
that's
be able to mint that at? Are we talking? So, I mean, if I look at Animoca, I know that everything that they've touched with the blockchain so far has turned to gold. And I'm just curious, are you building your own blockchain? Are you building it on another blockchain? Are you
Mhm.
using an existing blockchain? Like, I know because with this Atari stuff, you're putting that on Ethereum and you got these gas fees. Like,
Mhm.
is there anything you can tell us about where some of these are going to be going and where they can be minted?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't think it's up to us, to be honest. I mean, when you buy a baseball card from Topps and 5 years later, you think it's a value and you want to preserve it, you don't have to go to Topps and ask necessarily for permission as to, which grading company to send it to or which safety deposit box to store it. So like, look, I don't think we can lose if our North Star for every decision is what is the most pro collector thing we can do. And I
love
think in
that.
and I think in that world, it's work hard to give the collector the decision to make, and one of those decisions is what to put on chain, when to put it on chain, and where to put it on chain. So we like Ethereum. Yes, gas fees are high, but Ethereum has a really robust ecosystem. It's got multiple secondary markets that these things could be traded on in the future, and it probably will have a broader set of third-party applications that you can interoperate with and bring your good there. Right? Maybe that's worth the gas fee. Right? But Wax is also phenomenal. Obviously not as expensive. Harmony has some value. So basically what we want to do is build as many minting gateways as we can. And really then just leave it up to the collector to decide, you know what, this should live in my crypto wallet on Ethereum, or this should be on Harmony, or this should be on Wax, or this should be on chain X, Y, and Z. And also too, so as not to like, because we're like the least people on your show or probably own many NFTs. They've never heard of Quidd. We are terrible at hype. So the one thing I won't do is like let some speculation sit out there. No, we're not actively building a blockchain. I don't think that's our forte. But I think basically having the application layer that can issue new goods in a super fun way, and that can facilitate an initial set of transactions in our marketplace, I think that's the place for us to play. But I think again, if you want to own this thing for 100 years, if you want a digital, Honus Wagner card, you want to give it to your grandkid, I think there's already existing chains that do a really good job of that. And I'll also say too, like, not to debunk anything, but like, we are being very deliberate about what is actually put on chain and what's left off chain. Like we're big students of all the elements of an NFT, right? It's not just the tokenized ownership record, it's the metadata. Like I've been in collectibles for far too long to know that like the image matters quite a bit, but the backstory of the image, who you obtained it from, how hard it was to get, its serial number, its editioning system, all that metadata really should also live on chain. And then the last little bit is like the media is super important too, right? Like you got to have the confidence that you're not just going to have the deed to the house, but you're going to have the actual house, in 100 years. So that's a big deal of ours too, is obviously like you can choose which chain you want them into, but also I don't think we want to offer half NFTs, right? We want to offer the full deal, where the second you complete that minting process, you've got the confidence, all that layers of the collectible will live on chain.
I'm having a hard time sharing my iPhone screen. For some reason, my app isn't working. But what I've been showing you is the desktop, the web-based market. But the app itself is QUIDD. You can go download it, and that's where it's easy. That's where you buy the packs. You can't, for whatever reason, you guys don't have that on the website. But there's packs of cards, and there's special offers, and every day you put out new stuff. In fact, look, what I'm going to do is, since I can't actually broadcast the screen, let me just turn off my cool looking virtual background. You guys will be surprised to see that I'm actually just in place. And you can see here's the part of my collection. And if you go to the shop today, there's some of the Atari drops. And if you scroll down, you'll see right here, they got mega pack. Here we go. Latest drops. So there's this incredible Hulk. There's watercolor palette stickers from Marvel. So I'm going to tap this, and then you always get usually get a free chance to open up a pack just by being in the app. So I'm going to click on that, and let's see if I can turn my sound on here. Pack opens up, and then I've got cards, and you can see the mint number up at the top. So I got the one, but for $1, I'm guaranteed to get them all. So I'm going to spend the $1 like that. There's my pack. Rip. And now I got zillions of cards here, but the whole set is there with this is always perplexes me. There's so many, like you own 20 of this one, you own 18 of this one, 13 of this one. Why are there so many of each card in a pack when you buy them all?
Yeah, well, I think it's it's funny. I think you're actually seeing a lot of maybe younger NFT digital collectibles companies having to wrestle with a problem that always happens with like scarcity based goods, which is like as your audience grows, you kind of feel obligated to increase the supply of what you issue, but then that also kind of ruins like the scarcity. So what we did that I think was really novel. Someone will have to check the history on this. I think we were one of the first to do it because this didn't exist at Topps when we were sort of working there. We introduced an editioning system and a serialization system. So every item on Quidd is stamped with a unique serial number. It's basically number 1 or number 2 out of a denominator. And the denominator determines the exact amount that exists in circulation ever. And we literally built the system so like a producer can't type in the wrong button, right? And it says like there's 10,000, but really there's like 20,000. We literally can't fudge it because that denominator is so utterly important. So again, one of the reasons why you can have so many dupes is people collect in different ways, right? There are completionists that just love the idea of reducing the anxiety of going from an empty binder to a full binder. And for them, it's not about the high value items, right? It's about just getting to completion, right? So they're totally satisfied in completing a set with, number 1,000s out of 5,000. There's another group of elite collectors who not only want to complete, but they want to rank and they want to have the combination of the most valuable items, which as you can imagine, if you use Top Shot, they are the lowest serial number items. So like a number 1 out of 5 is obviously super valuable in our world. And there's a group of collectors that will just pursue those ones or those lows. So yeah, one of the consequences of trying to appeal to a large number of collectors, not just investors or speculators, but those that just love the experience of collecting, is you may wind up with a lot of dupes. But we're actually working on some sort of novel ways that I think you can offload dupes either in the aftermarket or some clever things around sort of burning maybe in the future. But yeah, that's why you get a lot of dupes.
Yeah, I have a question around that. So for example, with Panini, I think I'm like the number 30th or 31st best collector of the series. I've collected as many of those Panini cards because in my mind, I'm going, wait a second. These cards are digital collectibles that predate NBA Top Shots. And I'm like, there's freaking low mint Kobe's in here. There's low mint LeBron James's in here, right? Yeah. It's Steph Curry's and Kevin Durant. And so I'm like, I've gone in and collected a whole bunch of these. And what I've noticed is that if you've collected a certain amount of them, then you're able to get a reward or an award card, but some of those have expired. But in some cases, there were 30 of a card, but only 6 of them were ever claimed. Mm-hmm. So what happened to those other 24? Did they get burned? Or are you going to do a deal like you did with Marvel, where you did a mega pack and some of those rare award cards that were never claimed, those were actually, I would love to see that with the Panini set. Because I know there's a bunch of high level Kobe's and LeBrons out there that were never minted. Yeah.
It's zooming out. The space is so wild. It's one of these spaces that's like sort of counterintuitive where like, people always want new licenses. And of course, we can't expose anything, but we're obviously very much on the offense now with the cash aftermarket in place, because that basically changes our business model. But people are really like lustful for new licenses. We get that. We're working hard on that. But there's also this notion of what do you do when you let a license expire, right? In the old Topps model, that's the end of the world, right? Because you can't continually produce more content. You can't get collectors, I hate to say it, but on the content treadmill, just constantly cycling. Mm-hmm. But with Panini, that was like an awesome experiment that turned into a great sort of business decision, because only producing them for a 3-month period and then stopping basically left a limited amount of circulation in our aftermarket that it could be capped forever, or we could have deals in the works, who knows, to basically, come back strong in 2021 or 2022. But what you wind up with, just like the physical world, is this like super vintage content that, because it was produced for a limited time and then cut off, actually is incredibly valuable. So to your question, exactly. And this is where, like, our model is not, get the one of one refactor Mike Trout from 3 years ago. It's get the Mickey Mantle from 70 years ago, right? That's what we like. We like the 70-year-old stuff. But to your point, Travis, it is on a case-by-case basis where we're no longer producing the license. You're not going to find that stuff ever in a mega pack. Where we are actively producing the license, that's the stuff where after a certain period of time goes by, maybe the account is dead, that stuff could wind up in a mega pack. So basically, if you're actively pursuing those officially licensed NBA trading cards on Quidd from 2019, I would say count on, for those cards specifically, the only place to get that is from another collector and never from a pack.
They will never come from a pack again. Those are gone.
No,
3 months only.
Never. And like, this is the cool thing is, like, some companies don't want to exert that discipline because in the short term it's painful, right? Because you just pump out more content, you can make more money. I think for us, being in a position to exert that discipline and say, nope, like, it's done.
Wow.
It's
NBA
actually
Top
great.
Shot fans need to be listening. I think that's a clue.
Well, no, exactly. Well, yeah, I don't want to give up too many of our secrets, but like fixing supply and letting collectors know at the start of a season how many will exist of a player. I don't know why card companies don't do that, or why digital card companies don't do that.
Well, they never have. They never, in the past.
Well, it's because their bread is buttered by making more cards.
Of course. We got just a few minutes left here, Mike. Two questions for you. The first one is there anything you can say about is Quidd Goes blockchain about a Quidd token?
Here's what I'll say.
Possible?
We've been studying the space for sure, right? We've looked at like what Rari has done. Obviously, Rarible has done with the Rari token.
Mm-hmm.
We've looked at Ecomi and Omi and sort of like studied them. I think generally the 35,000 foot level, like we like to be really kind of slow and deliberate and really study it before we do it, which means we don't need to be the first, second, or third to do something. Right. It basically lets us like learn from others. That's probably why when we talk about our mintables and making them NFTs, it's novel. It's something you don't see anywhere else. And I think it's going to be the most pro collector way to get that 100 years, permanence that you can only get with the blockchain. So yes, we've studied it. Yes, we've looked at. I've like nothing to announce about it, but I will say there is a role for a reward mechanism in collectibles ecosystems that is not earned via liquidity. There are a lot, think of it this way. There's a lot of things that collectors do, and it's the collectors, not the companies. The collectors do it that sustain the hobby. And you have to realize I was at Topps not during the boom period that the sports card market is. I was there during the very fallow period when literally 300,000 baseball card collectors kept everything afloat. The people that persist these things, it's not the companies, it's the collectors. And so we know there's certain behaviors that happen in the physical world, like working card conventions, right? Or like just telling the stories of cards to the next generation. These are things that collectors do to sustain it for decades that don't necessarily provide value to that collector in the form of a transaction. So we basically have a whole host of things that we need our collector community to do to make our collectibles, even the old ones, even more awesome. And we've looked at incentive structures and reward mechanisms that may or may not be meted out in a token.
There you go, gang. Could be coming. Final question, really brief answer, and then we got to let you get on with your day and drinking your coffee and whatever other things the CEO of a collectible app needs to do. We've spoken offline about perhaps finding a way for blockchain heroes to enter into the Quidd ecosystem. Is that a conversation we're still having? I'll put you on the spot.
It's funny. I have a policy where I do not comment on even like being coy about any sort of potential deals, but maybe I'll break my policy for this one. Yeah, I mean, if you'll sign the contract, we'll we'll do it. No,
There you go, guys. Blockchain Heroes may be
Yeah.
coming to Quidd App soon.
No,
Mike.
I'd say we would love to do it. And I think the last thing I'll plug about us is we have some, not just the mobile app, not just the ability to touch and feel your collectibles, not just the drop mechanics. There's some cool things I think we can do that could distinguish this unique set of cards from previous issuances. So come check it out.
Awesome. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Quidd App, everybody. Go download it, check it out. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks so much, guys. Take care.
Thank you so much, Mike. One final thing before you go. I know my daughter, she's sitting right here, loves your app. She's in there buying cards all the time, going, oh, and selling, wants to sell stuff on the marketplace. She's 15 and loves it. So, I mean, you're hitting all the generations with this app, man. So great stuff.
Thank you. And that's the last thing. Remember, we could do that with baseball cards, right? You could hit on great baseball cards in the 80s and 90s and have it for 20 years, and all of a sudden you're rich, right? So we're not very clever. We just studied how the physical world works, and we're copying that and making it better digitally. So that's Travis. That's awesome news. Thanks, guys.
You're cleverer than you think. See you, Michael.
Bye. Take care.
Right. I tell you, I buy stuff every day in that damn app, Travis. Every day. And if we can get Blockchain Heroes out there to expose that property to the Quidd audience, think how many more people would enjoy that and then would come to Wax when they find out.
I think I'm one of the biggest whales when it comes to that secondary market, dude, because I've been in there buying Kobe's and buying LeBron James. Dude, I got 70 or 80 LeBron James cards. I got 25 Kobe's or more. I don't even know. I got so many just because I'm like, I know these are good. Dude, I think I've cornered the market on Kevin Garnett's cards. Every time I see one of the certain ones go on sale for under $10, I grab them, and I know I got like at least 30% of them. It's funny. You're
building a Panini empire over there.
I got a
might have to
empire for sure.
have a sandwich too with it. All right. Our next guest is a repeat guest to the Nifty Show. He is Stefan Bassan with EOS Nation. And what's really interesting about this project that he and the team are working on called .gems is they are creating brand new artistic NFTs on EOS. Stefan, welcome back to the show, dude.
Thanks for having me on again. It's great to be here. And yeah, like you just said, we're super excited. We're launching the first pack series of NFTs on EOS, and that's going down tomorrow. So .gems is our NFT studio. We launched our comic book on Wax last year for Halloween, Van City Outbreak, which I was on the show to talk about earlier. Now we're also launching on EOS, on Atomic Hub on EOS. So we're trying to kickstart the scene on EOS with 2 releases going down tomorrow.
Chestahedron NFT artifacts. That's what these are here. And by the way, for those of you that don't know, there wouldn't be a Wax without EOS.io, right? Wax is a fork basically of EOS.io. So a lot of the things that Wax can do, EOS created that functionality, and EOS can do as well, which is why on Atomic Hub, you'll see there's a drop-down menu to be able to go to the EOS chain.
Exactly. So us as EOS Nation, we're block producers on both EOS and Wax. And we've been since the start. So our expertise is really building on EOS.io on these 2 chains. So we've been building NFTs on Wax. Now we're starting to build NFTs on EOS. So if you want to scroll up, we can go through one of these articles. Let's start with the Dream Big series, the second article on this page.
Right here.
Right here.
I'm going to click big.
Click it. So this series, Dream Big, is actually an open fan art challenge that we sent out to the entire crypto art community. So anyone could submit a design and be part of this collection. So in the end, we have 49 different artists that submitted designs for this collection, and we ended up with 52 designs across 3 rarities. So it's been a pretty big project, and we've had a lot of fun finding these artists in the Twitterverse. A lot of them, are publishing on other platforms that have higher fees, and we're interested in publishing on platforms like Atomic Hub on EOS on Wax, which is much better, you know, for the cost. So I guess if the screen is not popping up, I could share my screen.
Yeah, why don't you share it on your side, because I can't get it to pull up here.
No problem.
Very handy of you to have your screen there.
It's true. Joel's got some internet challenges over
there. I have so many challenges. All right.
So yeah, so I'm gonna share this video, although I'm not sure the sound will go through. So I won't. But I will invite everyone to go check out this video after.
No, go ahead and play it, man. Let's see. Yeah.
Will the sound work?
Well, we could look at pretty pictures and you could talk about it. So
no, I can't. I can't do that. The soundtrack is really on point, and it's really part of the experience. So I don't want to do that to the guys who created this great video.
Fair enough.
So I'll just go through the collection here. So what we're doing, so we're sharing the revenue with the artist. We're also going to be sharing the secondary sales revenue to the artist in the form of NFTs. So these NFTs are going to have the rights to the secondary sales, and these artists can either hold it for the passive income over months or trade it on the markets. And we're also going to be running more art challenges in the future with different themes and allowing you know, more artists and onboarding more artists into EOS in the process. So it's really too bad we can't share that video. I really like it. Gives me chills when that.
Well, if you
yeah,
go ahead, tell
I
them
sent it on Telegram.
if you stop sharing and then click sharing again, and then there'll be an option there for you to click the button that says share sound of computer. Right when you hit the share sound, you're asking which page you want to go. That's down at the very bottom.
You're a pro.
It's very zoomy. Here we go.
We're good.
Yep. Very cool. Now we've got 3 launches at 12 Eastern on the 10th.
I didn't know about the Horrors launch, actually. I knew BTC Origins was tomorrow when we decided on this one tomorrow as well. I did not know about the Horrors one. But not enough days in the year for all the NFT releases that are going on. So,
yeah.
You know.
Hey, I got a question, Stefan. So the EOS logo, what do you call it? The chestahedron?
The chestahedron, yeah.
So was that a made up thing? Because I know the platonic solids is sacred geometry. There's the tetrahedron, the octahedron, the hexahedron, the icosahedron, and the dodecahedron. What the hell's a chestahedron?
Whoa, taking it to the streets here. Yes,
well,
so I guess I'm not as informed on this topic as you are.
Yeah, they're my tattoo right here. All of those 5 plutonic solids are in the Metatron's cube, but the chestahedron is not. So it's like not a naturally occurring one, but it's got a pretty good
but it's called the sacred geometry of the heart. Brock Pierce, very spiritual guy, really loves this symbol. He kind of pioneered it when EOS launched, attached the EOSIO logo to it. So that's where that comes from. But that's great that you have the origins of this chestahedron tattooed.
It's true. And I got to say, the art looks really sweet. I mean, when you guys are combining those and rotating those are really badass and very unique.
Yeah, honestly, it's been really fun working with everyone. The work you see here, the 3D artist, that's Yana, who's on the .gems team. She's the one who took all those 2D designs that the artist submitted, wrapped them in the chestahedron, rotated it, everything. So when that beat drops and you see the chestahedron go, I get chills every time I see that video, because we've been working kind of a long time on this, and so we're super excited.
It looks very cool. So you're selling these as packs. I've got the site to pull up now.
Yeah.
There's 156 different chestahedrons, and Travis is going to have to get another tattoo now on his other arm to accommodate this one. 52 designs, 3 variations of each, and 2 packs. The standard pack, 5 NFTs for 2.99 EOS. EOS is what right now? About $4 or so?
$6?
No, it's been a good couple of weeks for in EOS land. Yeah, we're up to $6 around there.
So about $18 for a standard pack.
It was a bit lower when we decided on these prices and agreed with the artists what they should be. But such is the game in crypto. And and then the mega pack have a slight discount, higher price, more NFTs, but slightly discounted. Total supply is not that high. So the NFT scene on EOS is pretty new. This is actually the first big release on there. So for the fans out there that might have missed the beginning of the Wax NFT scene about a year ago at this time, this is your chance to get in on the very first pack sold on EOS, produced by EOS Nation. We've been, very active in the community. And then this is my project, and Martin, my co-founder with .gems, who was working with us for EOS Nation. Now we're trying to not do any more EOS Nation work and trying to just focus on these NFT projects, which is super fun and
that's great. Where's the market, secondary marketplace for these going to be located at?
EOS.atomichub.io.
Okay, perfect. Gotcha.
So it's where everyone's already used to. If you don't have an EOS account, which I know a lot of you might not, it's actually very easy now to get new EOS accounts. Wombat Wallet is the equivalent of the Wax Cloud Wallet. So you go to getwombat.io, and then you can get a free EOS account, email, password, boom, you're ready to go. And then those users who prefer to hold their own keys might already have Anchor Wallet for their Wax accounts, and then you could use those same keys, to create your EOS accounts.
Well, some of us have a little EOS that's been sitting there waiting for a long time,
waiting for something to happen. We're making it happen for you.
So I'm like, come on, EOS, let's go, poke. But there is no NFTs in my EOS inventory. So tomorrow you are giving me my EOS a purpose.
Exactly.
And I will definitely.
And on top of that, I know a lot of the artists of the 49 that we've onboarded, many plan on releasing their own collection and their own stuff as well in the coming weeks. So we should see a really, really nice explosion of action on the EOS NFT market this week. And hopefully we keep that momentum going. And in terms of EOS, outside of the NFT world, there's a lot of momentum. Dan Lermer's back in the community. Brock is back in the community leading the EOS Alliance. There's a new governance system that they're trying to bring called Eden OS, based on More Equal Animals, which is the recent book of Dan Lermer. Anyways, we don't have to get into more of that, but it's been an exciting time in EOS the last like 6 to 8 weeks. So now maybe we can talk about the other series. So we're not just launching one series tomorrow on EOS, we're launching 2. So we've
got just a minute. So hit us up with the abbreviated.
Sure.
Version.
So GBK is an artist that's also produced a lot of art, chestahedron style art, and we're also launching packs very similar, to the other series. And this one is more exclusive. There's actually 5 times less NFTs, a bit pricier, more fine art style. And GBK is an artist that EOS fans will recognize their work from 2018 because he was publishing a lot and it's been shared in the community. So if you want to learn more about this series, go to .gems.io. You'll find another trailer video for the GBK series. You'll find the information you need. And there's tons more to talk about, but I know we're on the time crunch.
Let's do 2 launches at once.
Yeah, we didn't want to just do
Let's
one.
not do just one to see how it goes. Let's do both of them at the same time and just throw it all to the wind.
Yeah, and they're both chestahedron themed, which is really the uniting symbol for the EOS community. So we felt it was fitting.
It's pretty cool to do that one, to have that launch be the first one for EOS. So best of luck.
So yeah, I was super excited, and follow us on Twitter, join us on Telegram, join the fun.
Cool. Thanks for coming back again, Stefan. Good luck.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate it, bro.
I want some chestahedrons.
Yeah. You need to load me up on some chesty.
I want some legahedrons too, and some armahedrons.
So how about a hedahedron?
I already have one of those.
Travis, we've already had 3 awesome guests today, and we've got another one. This one,
is this the bonus episode?
I just discovered this project a couple days ago. I'm like, what? I discover these things, and I'm like, where are these hiding? How do I not know? Badassers, you guys need to be filling me in on stuff when you see it and tagging us, because there's so much cool stuff going on. And so added this segment here. Just in the past day. The project is called Bad Days, and Damien is with us to tell us about it. Yo, bro, what's happening? Damien, say words.
How are you, Joel? Yeah, I'm good, mate.
There you go. Turn your camera on for us. We got your audio, but now we can't see you. There you are.
Beautiful. How are we all?
Doing good, man, and excited about this project. In fact, I think what I want to do here, if it's okay with you, is I want to play this video and let people see, and then we could talk about what it is. Does that sound good?
Sure.
All right, let me turn the sound on. Here we go.
The sounds went away.
You can't hear it?
Nope.
Well, I'll turn the sound off then, because that's probably because of my bandwidth being so crappy right here. But that's Stan Lee, and these are Marvel cartoons we're looking at here. How did we not see this?
I've seen this somewhere before. I don't know. I saw this. Like, I've seen that cartoon, the Bad Days cartoon.
Yeah, but did you know they were making NFTs?
I didn't know they were doing NFTs on it, but I have seen that video, Bad Days and Stan Lee.
Yeah. So what are we looking at here, Damien? I mean, how long's this been around, these cartoons? I know they've got massive views. And how did you guys manage to get the rights to turn this into NFTs?
Yeah, so originally the parody launched back in 2012, and the first series was called Disassembled, and it went onto YouTube. It was created by the original artists and animators, and Stan Lee actually picked that up and loved the idea and the concept, and further commissioned the artist to create the entire series, which I think now comprises of around 36 episodes, which were released via the YouTube channel periodically. I think they did it weekly at the time. So yeah, the way that we came about stumbling onto the project was a team of guys, basically all Australians. We all worked together on different games, testing and finding exploits, and through that mingling and interacting with different communities, we formed a group, and one of the guys happened to have a connection with the owner of the intellectual property for Bad Days. Once Bad Days actually completed the series, it was sold off via Boogaroo, or POW, they call them, POW Entertainment. And the new owner continued the series via his YouTube channel, and it was renamed Marvelous TV. One of the guys that we met within that group happened to be a good friend of the owner of the IP. So we were talking for quite some time about the possibilities of introducing this series into an NFT collector's edition. And from that original concept, it grew into a game. So from there, we've been building and developing a game which is going to utilize the characters within that ecosystem.
This is cool. So it looks like it says each pack, there's 5 cards in one pack, 10 cards in the other pack. How many total packs are there going to be?
So with the 10 packs, I think off the top of the head, there's around 2,500. And yep, there you go. The figures are there. And 2,100. And actually, there's 2,152. There is a included special edition of one of ones, which basically encompass the bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and the Generalissimo series.
Wow, those are very rare. There's not a lot of packs here, huh?
There's not. No. We actually plan to release further editions down the track. In total, with each series, your base common set, your bronze set, it has roughly 250 sets that are available. So if someone wanted to collect an entire set, there'll be only 250 available, and that tapers down through the rarities.
And somebody's gonna want to hoard a bunch of them, and so there won't be nearly that many full sets completed, I bet, because somebody's gonna grab as many as they can. Nice.
It'll be interesting when it hits the secondary market. That's for sure.
When are these going on sale?
Approximately 4 hours. So
Whoa.
There's a countdown here. So the sale actually kicks
Wait,
off.
what is AEST? I don't know. What is that?
That's Australian Eastern Standard Time.
Okay.
Asked.
Yeah. So 4 hours, guys. So it's 6 o'clock here on the East Coast. So 10 o'clock this evening. These packs go on sale. You see, you thought you spent all the wax you were going to spend for today. You have not. Because now you see these and you're going to FOMO just like we are, because we're going to buy some packs. Damn it. They're all pre-minted, and there's 6 one-of-ones. 6 of them. What is the golden ticket here used for? There's 14 of these.
Okay. So the golden ticket is basically, it's a special edition that we've included that's going to bridge from wax to the Ethereum ecosystem for our Games app. So what that will do is entitle the owner to exchange it for a utility NFT within the gaming ecosystem. We've also got another little special bonus down there at the bottom. You'll notice in the lithograph edition, we've selected one lithograph, which is a one-of-one. The owner of that lithograph will be entitled to claim the real life asset. So we have the lithographs, and we're ready to send it out in the mail to the owner of that, that particular NFT.
That's beautiful.
They're autographed by Stan Lee. Nice.
So the sale is happening on marvelousnfts.com. Is that where people can purchase that, or is this happening on Atomic?
No, it's happening. We're actually launching directly on our partner DApp called Nifty Packs. So this is a new DApp. Not a lot of information's out there, but I've just recently updated the website. You can have a look. So these guys have been working tediously on designing a decentralized marketplace where projects can come and launch their NFT series at very low cost. It will include pack building, randomization. It'll also, you'll be able to customize the store for your project. Future iterations will include personalized links and so forth, so that people can come directly to your store to purchase your products.
Okay, so where do we go to buy is the question.
Okay, so on the countdown will actually switch to a link at the finalization.
Right here. Okay, so we're just going to camp right here and wait. So there's going to be a button that shows up right here.
That's correct. Yeah.
Okay, and we're going to buy with wax, correct?
Yeah. So we thought that. I'm a big believer in supporting different ecosystems, and I like to learn about different blockchains. Actually, one of our team members introduced us to Wax, and from that introduction, it's just rapidly grown from obtaining a plot within the Uplift world. We've been building on their Minecraft server there, so we've got a plot which soon I believe is being released to the community. We'll have access to get into this server. So we're really excited about the possibilities of what we can do on the Wax side of things there, incorporating NFTs into mining and rewards and such. So yeah, it's a very exciting prospect. I really love what's going on within the Wax ecosystem.
Travis, if only there were projects coming out, if only people were building.
If only there were people to talk to about that are doing NFT things now. It's like they're so hard to find.
Yeah. I did not imagine when we started this show that we would go, I thought maybe 2 guests in a show. 3 was like, hey, there's too much going on, we got to add a third, and now we've added a 4th, and the show that was an hour is now an hour 15, and pretty soon it's just going to be the Nifty Network, 24/7 around the clock with new projects coming on. And
yeah, it would be the NNN, the Nifty News Network.
Yeah, and we're never going to sleep. We're going to Nifty around the clock, and we're just going to see all these cool projects and FOMO on all the things that we don't
There'll
have.
be no bad days.
There will be no. Why is it called Bad Days? I never did get to that.
Yeah, so it's called Bad Days because the animations actually depict superheroes having a bad day. So it's a range of unfortunate events. It's very comedic in the way that it's set out. If you get on, you'll find yourself addicted very quickly. My kids absolutely love it, and they've tortured YouTube multiple times going through the episodes, watching. So yeah, check it out. And
I'm gonna check out some NFTs in my wallet here soon.
Yeah, so once you guys get onto the Nifty Pack stat, all the magic happens with inside that app, including your pack opening, animations, everything that would happen in a general marketplace. So it's all incorporated within the one dApp there.
That's great. MarvelousNFTs.com. If you guys happen to be watching the show live, then you're in time to participate in the launch, which is happening in a time zone that matters on the other side of the world. But to us here in the US, it's 3 hours and 48 minutes and 18 seconds.
Yeah. Question though, real quick. How much are those packs going to be?
So the 5 packs are $10 US. So there's a converter on the dApp. So you simply click the button and it will do the conversion for you.
Are we paying for them in wax, or are we paying for them with them in credit card?
No, wax only.
Okay.
Yeah, so the 10 pack is $19.
There you go. So 10 and 20 pretty much. Fair enough. A reasonable price in this day and age. All right, Damien, we're going to be watching you. It's going to be a good day for Bad Days.
Thanks a lot for having me.
Yeah, man. Thanks for coming on. Good luck.
Cheers. Bye.
I just posted the link in the top chat over here in YouTube, so you can see marvelousnfts.com/wax.whatever. So go click that.
And put another prawn on the bobby.
That's right, because they don't call them shrimps down there. It's just an American thing. Put another shrimp on the bobby. You wouldn't do that.
They call them prawns. Trav, I'm niftied out, man. There's now 3 launches tomorrow at noon. I don't know how I'm going to manage it all. I'm going to need now I need 3 wallets open at the same time. I don't know how to do this.
I don't know. Why don't people do NFTs around the clock instead of doing them all at 12 o'clock Eastern? Screw Eastern.
You know what? How about this? How about with our next launch, we change it? We're going to pioneer a new time to launch.
It's going to be
NFTs.
12 o'clock Central.
I was thinking maybe something like 3:25,
right. How about 4:20? We do all our launches at 4:20 from now on.
Are we launching BOSAC NFTs?
Yeah, we're launching BOSAC NFTs at 4:20 p.m.
Awesome. You got anything else you want to talk about?
Man, it's been crazy. It's exciting times. I just want to say thank you to everybody who's tuning in. There's still more people watching that have clicked the upvote. So click the upvote. And then if you want to make sure that you hear our stuff, hit that bell thing too, so you know when we're going live. That's what that's what people are supposed to do when you're tuning into YouTube's. So that's your job, is to listen to our free content and click the thumbs up button. Oh, I see Jimmy's over there. Jimmy's in the chat. What up, Jimmy? I see Dow Stellar over there. Shout out to James Jeffel. There you go. Super Geek, Crazy Fire, Ian and Lou. Adam Veneer, what is up, folks? Kevin Battinger, great dude.
Let me tell you about next week, gang. We've already got 4 interviews scheduled for next week.
What?
Yeah, it's going to be super fun. I've been talking to several of these guys here for several weeks to get everything lined up to coordinate with their launches. All these products are top quality. One of them is called Exit Limbo. Do you remember the Nifty Box promotional drop that you got yesterday with that rhino?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was like some angry rhino cinematic NFT thing.
Oh man, they're badass. That's Exit Limbo. They're going to be coming on the show. And then just finalized with let me get the cat's name here so I get it right. The project is like I'm sorry, I'm going to get it wrong because I don't have it in front of me, but it's something like the magical world of Dr. Zamzi. This artwork is so cool. You're going to fricking love it. They're coming on. And then we've also got, oh, check this out. So remember the film, The Sandlot from a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
So the baseball movie.
You're killing me, Smalls.
Exactly. Well, two of the child actors from that are now obviously adults. They're
not still children.
They growed up.
That's weird.
And they're releasing a set based on The Sandlot with all these behind the scenes photos. And so they're coming on the show, and that's going to be great fun, like total nostalgia right there. They're releasing packs I think the day after the show. And then finally, you and I have gotten involved in a project that we are absolutely over the moon about. And it is going to seek to revolutionize how people can be involved in the music industry and share a piece of the music industry by tokenizing royalties. And we're going to have our friends Barnaby Anderson and Noble Dracone on to talk about Band. And I'm so pumped about Band.
I mean, it's so cool. I mean, when you think about that, it's just a perfect use case for NFTs for tokenizing music royalties. It's brilliant. Brilliant folks over there. And we're pleased to be working with them. And it's one of those things that when we heard it immediately, we go, oh yeah, brilliant.
Yeah, we're in. Tell us how we can play. So we'll tell you guys how you can play next week. Of course, the Nifty News is now on Tuesdays, and that is all of the NFT news that we decide to talk about. Certainly not all the news, but the stuff that we talk about. And then Fridays are our live show. We would love for you to go subscribe to the podcast on iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, wherever else you might find us, and review the show. It would be great to get your feedback documented for all posterity, especially if you got nice words to say. If they're not nice words, then just go scream in your pillow instead.
Yeah, I find that screaming in your pillow is way more effective than screeching to the sky. But you can do whatever you like.
Yeah, do whatever you want. And we'll catch you guys on the next episode. Until then, be nifty. Like Travis, look how nifty he is. And a little bit spiffy.
It's true. Thanks, guys.
See ya.
And girls.
And Zers. And animals. We don't want to leave the animals out. Somebody would say we're animals.
All of God's creatures.